Karanga mai rā, e te manahiri tuarangi e. Karanga mai rā, karanga mai rā.
E honore he karorea ki te atua, he maungarongo ki te whenua, me te whakaaro pai ki ngā tangata katoa. Hangai e te atua i ngā kauhau, ki roto ki tēnā ki tēnei o mātou, pāno ki te haramai nei o tātou tēnei te kaupapa. Te kaupapa rā o tēnei wā, Olympics at Ryman's, hei peke te ora taka hata maramatanga me tātou rangi Māori e, ake tonu ake kei a koe. Glory to God, may there be peace on earth to all mankind. We ask that you give support to our kaupapa of the day, Olympics at Ryman's. He peke te ora, he peke te kaha, he peke te maramatanga me tātou rangi Māori e, ake tonu ake. Amen.
Tēnā koutou katoa. A warm welcome to all our residents and their supporters and our staff across Aotearoa, New Zealand and Melbourne, Australia. We are here to officially open the semis and finals weeks of our Olympics at Ryman tournament. This unique tournament, the world's first Retirement Villages Olympic Games, has already ignited an extraordinary spirit of togetherness across our villages. These next few weeks, cheering and supporting for our athletes as they go for gold will be a joyful celebration of that unique togetherness that can be found in sport and in competition. I'm going to cross now to our team in Melbourne, Australia for a special Australian moment of welcome and to let our CEO of Ryman Healthcare Australia introduce you all in a bit more detail to the Olympics at Ryman.
Wominjeka. Wominjeka is the Bunwarang language word for come with purpose. And today, your purpose is to be here for the opening ceremony of the Olympics at Ryman. And my purpose today is to perform a welcome to country, to formally welcome you on behalf of the Yalaka Weelam of the Bunwarang, whose lands I am on today. This country is unceded land. I am a direct descendant from our First Peoples and cousin to Ngāwit Dr. Carolyn Briggs AM, the elder of the Bunwarang and the Yalaka Weelam clan, and I am here today representing her. I also acknowledge my Irish and English ancestors. And to our ancestors, we pay our respect, not just today, but always. We are spiritually and culturally connected to this country by the thousands of generations of our ancestors. This country is in our DNA, and that is why connection to country is so important to our First Peoples.
A few months back, we got to thinking with our Kiwi colleagues about what we could do following the COVID lockdowns to spark some fun and get everyone involved. We hit on the idea that we wanted to bring our own version of the Tokyo Olympics to our villages, with residents competing against each other across those villages and the Tasman Sea in a selection of activities. And so the Olympics at Ryman was born. Some of the technologies we're using are amazing. There's augmented reality, artificial intelligence, and multi-participant digital connection across time zones, which is really just mind-blowing. Since launching, we have had huge interest from our residents with over 700 entries across 42 locations, competing in cycling, walking, swimming, bowls, and my favourite, quiznastics. So welcome, have a ball, and let's go for gold. Come on Aussie, have fun everyone.
Among our residents are many champions, and one, a champion swimmer, agreed to help us capture the spirit of Olympics at Ryman, and this video has given our team inspiration, and it's a pleasure to share it with you now.
Creating thrilling moments like that for our residents as they push themselves to be their best, that's exactly what we had in mind when we set out to create this tournament. Our residents teach us every day that to stay vigorous and full of life, we can never stop embracing new experiences. In today's world, that means taking full advantage of emerging technologies and the ways they can help us keep learning, stay fit and healthy, and connected across distances, despite pandemics. We want our Olympics at Ryman tournament to remind us all to keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible, individually and together. As we launch into this fortnight of semi-finals and final events, let's take a look at what's been happening across our villages in the build-up to this moment.
Ryman athletes didn't waste any time signing up for the Olympics at Ryman. A world first, the media picked up on the story.
New Zealand has a new batch of Olympic athletes, but rather than travelling to Tokyo to compete in July, hundreds of residents have created their own competition using modern technology.
So far, more than 500 have jumped in to compete in our own local games.
We've done 3 lengths today, so that's pretty good.
Maybe 3.5 tomorrow.
Settle down.
The technology began to roll out.
As long as we get a 3-second countdown, it'll flash green as go.
And athletes heading for Tokyo shared their messages of support.
I want to wish all the Ryman Olympians all the best for your Olympic Games.
You might even end up winning your own gold medal for your Olympics at Ryman experience.
Wishing you all the best of luck. Go chase those Ryman medals, and I can't wait to see how it all goes.
From one Olympian to you new Olympians at Ryman, I'm wishing you all the very best.
104 keen cyclists from 31 villages signed up for the 10.5 kilometre time trials.
It was damn good, but bloomin' hard. Steady as she goes.
Cutting-edge technology meant that the athletes raced each other on the same time trial course from wherever they were.
I think it's marvellous you can just get all the details while you're riding and that. If I get in the final, I look forward to actually seeing all the other guys behind me.
In a nod to the Tokyo Games, the augmented reality cycle route took the riders through scenic Japanese countryside.
Oh, the technology is beautiful, yes. It takes my mind off pumping my legs, yeah. I'm not as competitive anymore, but I do like to get the bronze medal. Yeah.
Go, Sarah, go, Sarah, go, Sarah.
Murray Hallberg enlisted the help of Olympic BMX rider Sarah Walker.
So you said you did Ironman.
Yeah.
Did you do a full Ironman?
Yeah, Doug's done a few.
You've done a few full Ironmans.
How many have you done?
5.
Obviously, every Kiwi is all about competing against the Aussies. So to have the opportunity to do that, but just to compete against yourself, to improve and get better and try. Go, go, go! I was absolutely blown away. The amount of excitement, the enthusiasm, the effort they were giving on the bike. These guys, to me, Olympic level athletes.
I signed up for quite a few things actually. I signed up for as many things as I thought I could do.
This is bringing all the villages together and it's making us really the one big family.
Over 1,000 kilometres were covered in the heats, leaving 15 riders to battle it out in the finals.
It'd be great to take home the gold medal. If I could fluke that, why wouldn't I? Winning's not everything still, it's, it's just great to be part of it, really.
When it came to the pool, the competition was fierce.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Oi, oi, oi!
There's more competition than I thought there'd be.
Oh, well, there you go. I think we all just try our best. That's the main thing, isn't it?
That's it.
77 swimmers from 28 villages signed up to compete in the 30-metre breaststroke heats.
Always swum. Done my life saving when I was at high school. My mother was a swimmer, not competitively, but we've always swum in our family.
We're really proud. She's an inspiration. Yeah.
Well,
I've always wanted to do a triathlon, so I thought I went into the 3 events, the swimming, the cycling and the walk.
Olympic-level timekeeping technology was installed in 9 host village pools, bringing our community closer together.
When we get up into the older years, you still need activities, you still need something to keep people physically, and by the way, the crowd got involved, mentally involved as well. There were people here today who couldn't swim on walkers, in chairs, but they were still involved in it, so I think it's an excellent idea.
In Auckland, Olympic medalist in swimming, Trent Bray, dropped into William Sanders to share some tips.
If you can work on a really strong kick and a bit more of a glide, that's where most of the power comes from the breaststroke. Just being in there and doing the fitness and having something to look forward to, I think it's a brilliant idea.
Always room for improvement.
I think anything that makes us get out of our way, doing something that we haven't done before, I think it's good for us. Ryman doesn't do anything halfway. It's all, you always full on.
With over 2,300 metres swum, the 12 finalists have been narrowed down and the race is on. 43 teams representing 29 villages have been battling it out on the greens for a hotly contested prize in the bowls final.
I've been playing bowls here, but 21 years altogether. So in 91 next week, we would be keen to take home the gold medal.
Come on. We're in for the ride, that's what we are. And every game is a different game. We love it.
2 games today to decide who goes through to play against the New Zealand teams.
Go Nellie Melba.
Go Nellie. Go Nellie.
The finalists will be making history when they play the world's first remote bowls tournament.
What we're doing today uses a lot of AI, which is artificial intelligence.
Aerial cameras track bowl positions and send data to teams competing at other greens simultaneously. Mixed reality technology enables that shot to be replicated off-site.
We're all in our 80s, so we're learning fast, or trying to.
There's been some nail-biting games attracting hundreds of supporters, leaving 8 quarter-finalists gunning for the gold medal.
Every time I come out onto the green, I don't come out to lose. We had to go through a set of trials. We had 3 games with other members of a bowling group. We've got something to work to now and see if we can get to the top.
Don't like losing, but we always smile. Can't let the Aussies beat us. We'd never hear the end of it.
More than 30 teams began serious training across the villages in preparation for the relay final.
Something I've really enjoyed is finding that mojo and pushing myself to the absolute limit, which I didn't think I could do.
If you don't go into a competition with the objective to winning, then there's really not much point in going into the competition. We are going to do our very, very best to win, and we probably will.
We do our walking every day.
Usually about 8, 10k.
We've got a great team, we hope. They're looking good, and we've been training.
Each team of 6 will wear electronic trackers to race against each other in the 21.6 kilometre event up a virtual Mount Fuji.
It's absolutely wonderful doing this at the same time as the Tokyo Olympics. It really makes us part of the event.
Well, I think the team will be competitive, just a challenge. It's good. Since I've been in the village, I've spent a lot of time walking. You've got to be fit and active. If you don't use it, you lose it.
They're quite competitive, yeah.
The training is intensifying. The 6-pack is just enormous now.
Go for gold.
Definitely go for gold.
Hasn't it been a joyful and exciting ride? And out of it all, the following group of athletes have emerged, ready to compete for gold in our Olympics at Ryman finals. These are our Olympic finalists.
Ryman's vision was to create a meaningful link between this retirement generation and today's Olympic athletes in Australia and New Zealand, who all have their own incredible stories of achievement and resilience. On all your behalf, I'd like to wish today's Australian and New Zealand Olympians all the very best. Coming up, we hear from our official Olympic partners and 2 inspiring Olympians. So I'm delighted to offer Kieran Smith from the New Zealand Olympic team a chance to say a few words to my fellow Rymanians.
Kia ora katoa. It's great to be here to celebrate this world first Olympics at Ryman, a wonderful addition to the international sporting landscape. Just as our Olympians in Tokyo are rewriting the chapters of New Zealand sporting history, you too are doing the same. We often think the Olympics are about high performance and sporting endeavour, and they are. So too they are about friendship, excellence and respect. We wish you all the very, very best.
It's great to be here today to share with you some of my experiences and help open the Olympics at Ryman. For the past 21 years, I have been fully focused and working towards the Olympics every day. To be the best is tough and requires full focus. For me, that has involved training 11 months a year, 6 days a week, involving 14 sessions per week, all for that 4 times 7 minutes of absolute pain that they call an Olympic final. But that is the commitment required. I always dreamed of going to the Olympics. I was inspired to push myself further in 2000 after watching Rob Waddell win in Sydney. Carrying the flag into the Beijing opening ceremony, leading my country, was a moment I will never forget. But my result was bittersweet. Winning a bronze medal, but ultimately coming up short of my goal of a gold was tough. I certainly felt the support of the Kiwi public, and that was pretty amazing to understand there are so many people behind you and living those big moments with you. Ultimately, if you give it your all, you have to be happy with the result. In London, I was able to turn that around with a gold medal. The crowds were the biggest and loudest I have ever competed in front of, and it was a pretty special experience achieving my lifelong dream of an Olympic gold medal. I now hand the torch over to you all. Go out, make memories, compete fiercely, represent yourselves and your villages with distinction, and most of all, enjoy every moment as you go for gold at the Olympics at Ryman.
Greetings from the Australian Olympic Committee. My name is Matt Carroll and I'm the Chief Executive. The Tokyo Games commence in just 15 days. Last night we announced our 2 flag bearers, Olympic champion swimmer Kate Campbell and basketballer Paddy Mills. So with the Games just about to start, we're excited to partner with Ryman on the world's first virtual senior Olympic event. During the Tokyo Games, we're going to be promoting sport and all the benefits of participation using the Aussie line, have a go. So to all the Ryman residents, best wishes and every success in the Olympic event from the Australian Olympic team, and have a go, great things can happen.
To me, the Olympics is about the individual pursuit of striving to be faster, higher and stronger. It's about the collective of the team, the individual sporting team and the collective Australian team. It's about the community of volunteers and spectators that come out to support the athletes and the coaches. The atmosphere at the Sydney Olympics was absolutely incredible, and for me it was particularly intense, and the acoustics trapped the sound. So when the Australian crowd erupted and they were cheering for every move, every kick that I did, I could just hear the sound just went right through my body, and it was just electric to feel the crowd support me as I competed. When I was going to the Olympic Games, I was going there to win. So I was going to win an Olympic gold medal, and I didn't really think about life beyond that. So I just knew that if I gave everything, if I gave my heart and my soul and every bit of passion that I had, and I put myself on the line, that I would win that Olympic gold medal. Now when I think about the Games, it brings back so many memories, and when I watch the footage or when I see every quad when the Olympics rolls around and I watch it on television, it just brings back so many memories of the sound of the crowd and the very sort of tactile feel of like the mats and what it was like to be involved in an Olympic Games, and it really is like no other show on earth.
G'day everyone. It's a real thrill to be representing Ryman Australia Village residents on the Olympics at Ryman Committee. It's a joy to plan for something that connects people in such a healthy way. We started off at the beginning of May with a seminar and about a dozen sports to choose from. I thought back then we were taking on a lot, and since then it has been a real eye-opener as the team has worked through what's involved. I've been watching, listening, learning, and frankly, I've been amazed by the professionalism and the dedication of the team. I've had a ball so far, and I'm urging our Aussies on. Go for Aussie gold, my friends.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil, our home is girt by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strengths and let us sing, advance Australia fair.
As a legacy Olympian and a Ryman resident, I've supported the team at Ryman as they have worked to make this tournament happen. My Olympic experience and sporting life has taught me that nothing brings people together like sport. And the sense of achievement that can come from pushing yourself can bring real individual elation. I'm Olympian number 136. That low number just shows you the teams were much, much smaller back when I competed. Only about 40 or so in a team, and only a handful of Kiwis have won a medal at the Olympics track and field. It's definitely a defining highlight of my long life and has brought me so many incredible opportunities. My Olympic journey took 13 years, starting off at 13 years in an athletic club, and then 13 years later standing on the dais at the Olympic, bowing my head for bronze. I can't describe that feeling, but one thing I can share is the insight I had at my first games. It's intimidating at first, and you think, wow, there are these other big achievers. Some might have been your heroes. Then all of a sudden you are there, and you realise all the other competitors are just as human as you. I could tell that they were all beatable. Every athlete at Ryman who has put themselves forward for these games, our finalists, they are now in it to win. And good luck to them all. My wife is one of them. As she filled in her Quiznastics Athletics ID for the Olympics at Ryman, she put me on notice, you aren't the only Olympian in the house now, Barry. This event, the care that has gone in, and the competitive spirit we will see just show that you're never too old, and the older you get, the more you have to offer. Now, before we hear the New Zealand anthem, sung by the marvellous Kawiti Waitford, I'd like to wish all the New Zealand Tokyo Olympians all the very best. God bless you and all, and keep you safe. You have the whole of the Ryman behind you now.
Pacific triple star from the shaft shafts of strife and war. Make her praises her